Well, good morning, everybody. We're going to get started here in our show. A little about myself. I'm so old, the Dead Sea was the critically injured sea when I started training, when I started selling. I've seen a lot of changes. Who would have guessed 25 years ago that Sears would be gone and Amazon a top-selling retailer? Virtual Financial is doing to the insurance industry what Amazon did to Sears. And that's what we're going to show you on today. Our agenda for today: we want to talk about the problem that we face, that we address, that the industry faces, that the country faces, and the solution to that problem, which is pretty basic and maybe, but it's sometimes basic solutions the hardest ones to implement. We're talking about the solution that we have and what's needed. We're talking about our approach, and again, our approach is you're going to see is completely different than probably anything you've seen before. Hopefully, different than anything you've seen before. But our mission in life, our mission as a company, is to stamp out financial illiteracy so families can dream again. Too many families have given up on their dreams, or maybe they never had dreams. Thinking back when I first started working after I got out of school, I'd like to say I wished I knew what I thought I knew when I got out of school, but I had to pay an annual fee to get a credit card. If I did not pay the credit card off every month, Vito came to visit me and wanted to know why I didn't pay it off. Now the credit card pays me to take the credit card. You ever think about that? How these credit cards give out the miles or the cash or whatever they do? And if I pay it off every month, they're not happy. No one helps the middle class with their finances. There's the 1% that have all sorts of people to help them. There's the down and out poor people. The government's going to help them. But the middle class people, who the upper middle class, which is a huge number of people, maybe over 100 million people in the United States, need help, and no one is helping them. That's the market we serve, that large 100 million plus middle class market. Talk about the problem. A recent study in financial literacy found that only 30% of the people in the world are financially literate. And that was being able to answer 3 questions out of a 5-question, and they're pretty basic questions too. If they got 3 out of 5 right, they were considered financially literate. But consider these facts. 44% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency with cash. They might have to be able to put it on plastic, but not on cash. 43% of student loan borrowers are not making their payments. For people that they're not paying off their credit card, their average debt is $9,333. And if they just pay the minimum payments all the time, they'll pay over close to $38,000 in interest over 30 years. That's a lot of money. And 33% of Americans have 0 retirement savings. That's getting downright scary. So what is needed is each family needs an education on financial literacy so they know how to properly spend and use their money. They don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck. And if they spend their money properly, they can do that. Each family needs a suitable plan that solves their problems. And that's where a lot of the problems come in. Some people don't even know what the problems are that they have. And finally, they need an explanation of why that plan will benefit them now and in the future. Or let's be more specific on this. They need a plan that covers wealth protection, wealth accumulation, and wealth distribution. Now we can stop right here for a minute, and you can go on the internet. You can find all sorts of people that will offer this type of plan. Dave Ramsey's one. Susie Orman's another one. They spend more time on their wealth accumulation than they do in anything else. But this is a generic plan, treats everyone the same, but we're all different. Everyone's different. The key is the plan must be suitable for the client. If it's not suitable for the client, it's not a good plan. It must be affordable, it must be wanted, and it must solve real problems. But the real question is, who can create that plan? Presentation is more important than the creation, in my never humble opinion. I mean, putting together a plan can be almost automated once you collect the data. But how it's presented, because products start to be a little bit complex, no matter what they are, if they're going to be investment products, or going to be real estate products. I'm not a big fan of crypto or commodities. Maybe you guys are. I think I figured out what a blockchain is, but I'm not 100% sure. But the presentation is more important than the creation. And let's take this. A new agent cannot create or present the plan. And that's where a lot of problems come in. I've had a lot of new agents have come to me when I was not in the insurance business with their different idea. They knew a product and that was it. You know, a captive agent, someone that is with a State Farm or an Allstate or Farmers, they're limited to a few products and they cannot create the ideal plan. They might be able to create a plan, but it's the ideal plan. A seasoned, and I underline seasoned here for a reason, a seasoned independent agent can have the knowledge and ability to have all the products necessary to create a perfect plan. And you might want to put on this a seasoned financial professional or a seasoned, IAR. But again, too many people in this industry, they've been, say, for 10 years, but they don't have 10 years experience. They've had 1 year experience 10 times. So a new agent, and that's really what we're talking about here, new agent typically is fighting a long uphill battle. Let me give you a story about the typical new agent. Call him newbie. Newbie decides that insurance is a great career. Money, money, and that's typically why new agents get into insurance. Newbie talks to a friend who's with XY Life and who brings newbie on board. Newbie trains, obtains a life license, quits his job and goes to XY Life's office. And actually, he may actually have to start paying for that at some places. Newbie is trained by senior. They travel in newbie's car and one of newbie's friends purchases a policy to help out newbie. That's the classic thing. Give me your 20 family and friends, we'll go sell them a policy. Newbie works hard, travels all over, and sells little or nothing. Newbie needs a sale, so he gets another friend to buy a policy to help newbie. Newbie's not making any money, looks to drive an Uber to make ends meet. Newbie talks to friends who say, I told you so, insurance is not for you. It's not really for anybody. Newbie tries hard, senior tells him to keep on keeping on. Newbie's spouse gets fed up, newbie decides to look for a job. The friends who purchase policies realize they don't need the coverage and cancel the policies. Newbie gets a big chargeback and now owes XY money. Everyone loses. Newbie finds a different job, gets out of insurance. Newbie's friends never want to see him again. XY Life loses, and the senior you lose who spend the time. And but motivation of newbie is really what his big problem was, or her big problem was. Biggest problem was wanting to make money. And wanting to make money is probably the worst reason for someone to get into life insurance. Now, let me say this. There's a lot of money to be made in the financial services industry. I was at a meeting recently where one of the senior people drove up in his Maybach. I don't know if you know what a Maybach costs, but it's not something that you're gonna find you can go take a test drive in. If you want to buy one, you have to get in the list. So what's to do? I mean, it's kind of confusing, isn't it? Well, we've solved several problems. We've solved the new agent problem. We've solved the financial literacy problem. And we've given a way that you can make some pretty decent money with the right attitude and the right approach. We do everything over the internet. We started doing this almost 10 years ago, way before the pandemic. But you say, hey, wait, does everyone uses Zoom, don't they? The pandemic forced a lot of people to use Zoom, but all that did is they did the same thing that they always were doing before, but they reduced some driving. All our meetings use the internet. You can attend in your pajamas if you want. All our client meetings are on the internet. And that's something that a lot of people didn't think was even possible. How can you take an insurance application if you can't see the client? And our territories are everywhere in North America. There's a cell phone signal. Typically, with traditional agents, they have a geographic territory which is in a driving area. Our territory is everywhere in North America where there is a cell phone signal. But here's the thing that makes us really, really, truly different, called the assembly line. Henry Ford realized that people can do some tasks better than others, And it was easier to train people on a single task than to train them on every task. And we've taken exactly the same approach. We have three powerful roles. First role is an inviter. And we're like Marines, everyone in Virtual Financial is an inviter. They invite guests and prospects to our webinars, to our meetings, or they send out our emails that are designed specifically for the task of inviting people in. If a policy needs to be sold, it goes to a financial professional. Financial professional is someone that knows what they're doing, knows the products involved, has no bias for one product or another product, wants to truly do what is suitable for the client. Let me stop just for a minute here and talk about this part about getting a policy issued. You know, everyone hears about getting an auto insurance policy online. Go to Geico's account, you find the VIN number in your car and the model, and make a couple of other questions, and your driver's license, and lo and behold, as long as you're not in suspension or have a couple of DUIs, Geico will give you a quote for a policy. You can pay for it, and you're buying it at that time. Life insurance is a lot different. Life insurance, you have people with different needs. Maybe they take different meds. Maybe they have had some diseases in the past. And it's a financial professional's job to find solutions for those people. And we have enough different carriers involved with us, so we can find a lot of different solutions without having to go to what they call a guaranteed issue or more and more expensive policies. Now, the inviter, if he wants to, can become a financial professional, but takes training. And the training takes over a period of time, and we don't try to force someone into being a financial professional right out as soon as they become on board. The key person in this, in many ways, is the manager. The manager is the quarterback that trains the inviter, hands off the needs to the financial professional at the right time, and helps the inviter build a business. You know, we like to say we're in the distribution business as much as anything else. There's not nearly enough insurance agents to handle the need that's in the marketplace out there. The number of agents, the number of licensed professionals is decreasing. The population is increasing. More people need help, and that's one of the things we want to do is build a team. And also, if you know the rich dad, poor dad story, the way truly to make money is to become a business owner. So we have all three of those roles available. But to tie this all together, we have our CRM, our customer relationship manager. The best way to put this is it's not necessarily enterprise level or world class, it's unique. It ties everything together. It was designed for Virtual Financial special needs, provides all the functions, provides a powerful system to share the data that's stored in the cloud. We use one database. We don't have individual databases for different people. It keeps track of all the prospects. It sends marketing emails to prospects. So it's a marketing system as well as the customer relationship manager system. It schedules follow-up activities. It's used to assign financial professional appointments. You know, since our territory could be, nationwide, you're in the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast. I happen to be licensed in Florida, but if I have a prospect that's in Indiana and they want to get a policy, the financial professional needs to be licensed in Indiana. And our CRM has a list of all the licensed professionals all over the country. And we do have people in every state that are licensed in every state of the country. The calendar is a calendaring system, so you can see what your schedule is for time management, tracks your process toward the goals, keeps a record of all activities. The record of all activities is very critical because if you don't keep good records, you start dealing with a lot of people. It's very difficult to keep things, have a good memory. We have a unique system, but we're also backed by one of the largest organizations in the world. Aegon, which is a Dutch company, is one of the few companies in the world that's too big to fail. Being too big to fail, they're under great compliance requirements and scrutiny, and they have to have a considerable asset base to be involved with the product. They own Transamerica, who is based in the United States. They came from the Bank of Italy originally after the Great San Francisco earthquake, and they're our main organization. World Financial Group is part of Transamerica. I went hit too quick there. World Financial Group is the largest IMO in the country. Give an idea how large. In the World Financial Group is now paying out $1 million a month in commissions to all the agents. And then WealthWave is the marketing organization. They're part of World Financial Group. We get all our marketing materials from WealthWave, and the Virtual Financial is here at the bottom. We have 200 world-class A-rated carriers to deal with. We're not limited to one carrier. We have all the different carriers around. We have Everest, Nationwide, Pacific Life, Transamerica, Voya, Crump. We have annuities from through AMS. We have, like I say, we have over 200 carriers. We have over 400 products all under one platform. We can find a product that is suitable for the client. Now you say this, what about the leads? What about the leads? Show me the leads. In all the years I've been selling, this is also the number one question. Where are the leads? I want to suggest that if you're looking for insurance leads, you're looking for the wrong type of leads. We don't look for insurance leads. Give you an example. If you walk into a room of 100 people and say, how many people like to talk about life insurance? How many people are going to hold up their hand? Probably none, maybe one. If you walk in and say, how many people would like to learn a little bit more about financial literacy and how money works? You get a lot more people are interested in that. And so that's the way we approach. We look for people that want to improve their financial literacy. We don't bait and switch people. We have a whole system set up to have them, to take them to where they need to be, where they should be, where they want to be. We use the book, How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. This is the number1 financial selling book in the country over the last 3 years. You can buy it on Amazon if you like. It's been vetted all over the country. It's been on NBC, on all these different stations. CNBC actually wrote an article about it. They went check the whole book out and said this book is for real. And one of the things that they realize is that we do understand how money really works. We don't go out and if someone comes in and asks for a quote for a life insurance policy, they say, hey, give me a quote for $100,000 10-year term. We say, okay, we can do that, but we need some more information first. So we do what we call a financial needs analysis. This is part of the educational process where we do an audit how well the family handles the 7 money milestones featured in the book. Result is this 18-page color report. The family can do what they want to do. We do not pressure. We educate and we take orders. We do not pressure anyone. We're not like used car salesmen that put someone in the chute and closes them once they've been lined up by the first person in the room you walk into. If the family wants to buy something from us, great. If they want to go and shop it with somebody else, they have that option. We hope that we would show them things that make us different, that would want them to stay with us. For instance, we have living benefits in many of our products. We like living benefits. I mean, everyone knows someone's had cancer, heart disease, stroke, or diabetes. These happen all the time. If you don't go, what GoFundMe is, a lot of people have to go to GoFundMe because they haven't covered these emergencies. We have life insurance you don't have to die to use. You can actually draw against the face value of a life insurance to get money to carry you through for if you have you can't work because of cancer, or you have a heart attack, or you're out for a stroke. And I've talked to people that have taken advantage of this, and it's a lifesaver for them. We also use IULs, Index Universal Life, talking about wealth creation. We have products that are wealth creation products. Back in 30 years ago, these products didn't exist. Index Universal Life is a very interesting product. It'll go along with the market. When the market goes up, it will not go down when the market goes down. They have a cap and they have a floor. So when the market goes up by so much, the IUL will go up so much. Interesting thing about IULs is they're handled by the richest 10%. The richest 10% of the country owns more than 50% of the IULs. IULs are great products for wealth accumulation. Another thing to make us different, again, we use social media for our financial services. You see the blue dots on there. These are everywhere. There's a professional football team in the United States and Canada. And if you're having to live in, say, Denver, you're pretty much limited to that circle. we're not limited to any of these. We have over 19,000 cities that we can sell into anywhere in the United States, and even Canada. Canada's a little bit tricky, but you can get involved up in Canada also. But anyway, we're nationwide. That's your territory. We use social media marketing very extensively. Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We don't use much Twitter. Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook are the main marketing tools we need, and that's where the action is. I don't know how many remember going to Chamber of Commerce mixers, where you go in there and you take your business cards and maybe take a brochure and you go around, you shake hands with people, or maybe you go to a trade show and you have a booth, you pay for the booth, and people come by and you hand them a brochure and you hope that you get their contact information. I've been to I've done many trade shows in my life. One thing I found out that half the literature you hand out ends up in the wastebasket, or never makes it home, or if it does make it home, it ends up in the wastebasket at home. And that's money that's spent. We can send out brochures over the internet at basically zero cost. We also have a proven model. You probably heard this the saying, the system is the solution. That is very true with us. The system is the solution. We have a very definite system that Chris Delfino developed. Chris was a very high up in one of the large IMOs in the past, and he was doing very well. He was down in San Luis Obispo, California, if you know where that is, a beautiful little seaside city in Central California. He had offices in San Luis Obispo, an office up in Fresno, which is up in the Central Valley, an office up in Sacramento, which is the capital of California. Driving between those areas got to be a nightmare. And back in the days that Chris was doing this, he had to drive forever and ever. And that's why he founded Virtual Financial. He created a system that he used with his for the company, and he made him a nationwide leader. His system was duplicated by many others within his IMO, and he used to speak in front of thousands of people to develop his system. And he's developed a system for Virtual Financial. And the best thing I can say about our system is it works. As long as someone follows the system will work. And that is really the key right there. I remember when I was a young man, which is like 100 years ago. I don't even know why I did this. I used to read want ads occasionally. And I remember I saw one want ad all the time. It said, I have a position for you. If you do what I tell you to do, you will make money. Most people weren't. If you are different and you want to make money, come join me and follow my system and you'll do well. That's exactly the case with Virtual Financial. We have the proven online system that must be followed. You follow it, you will do well. And we want to move people into cash flow quadrant. If you're familiar with this from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, there's the employee and the self-employed, and they basically have a job. Even the self-employed, they're their own manager. At least they don't have a manager to worry about. Or maybe they do have to worry about a manager. Anyway, when you create a job, you have very little, no leverage. Money is on the business side, where when you're an employee, you're trading hours for dollars. When you're a business owner, you have other people's hours you work with. And ideally, you want to become an investor. And that is where we want to move people to. We're in the distribution business. We need more people to properly distribute the products. So you have three choices to get started. If you want to be a client, that's great. We're happy to help train people in financial literacy. If you want a copy of the book, I'd be happy to send a copy of the book to you. No cost, no obligation. It is a real book. It's not a book that I can send. I can send you one of the chapters if you'd like, but it's a real book. Happy to send it to you. And then we do a needs analysis to help you understand the 7 money milestones. Or you can come out part-time. And this is one of the things that really makes us very different. Most of the insurance organizations that people go into, they have to come on full-time and quit their job. We're the champions for the part-timers. You become a licensed professional, you choose your own hours and build your own terms. Or you can come on full-time. You can build a business without limitations, as big as your vision. You can take advantage of a wide variety of incentives that we have. And plus, we actually started a fourth way now, which is called referral agent. If you're too busy to do anything else, and you've got a good business going, but you have clients or you have customers or you have employees even, you can join us as referral agent. Basically, all you do is introduce our financial professionals or our managers to your clients, your employees. We take it from there. You keep you do have to be you have to be licensed. You use our CRM to keep track of all the names, so you know we're not screwing you over. Close a bad word there, but anyway. And if the client's helping to buy something, you get a large share of the commission. And so that's another way to create another income stream for you. Next steps, again, it's up to you. If there's a completely anonymous survey at the end of the meeting that you can fill out, or if you'd like to, I will. If you want to talk and learn more about us, you'd be happy to. You can text me back or email me back, and I'll be happy to talk with you. We got a little time, so I'm going to open it for questions. If anyone would like to talk, I'll open you up for questions. Okay, no one that wants to chat, you can raise your hand if you'd like to. But anyway, hope it's been enjoyable for you. There will be a survey at the end here. I'm pleased that you all were here today, and I look forward to talking with you and seeing where we might go with this. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the day.